Josie, darling, you look Rufus. Who are you guys? Wait. Don't tell me you're medieval Barbie?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the meanest mean girls to ever appear on screen. Number 30, Big Red, Bring It On. She's pretty, she's cool, she dominates this school.
I'm still Big Red. I sizzle, I scorch, but now I pass the torch. The ballots are in, and one girl had to win.
Perched high on top of the social pyramid, Crimson villain Big Red is not to be trifled with. When her reign of popularity comes to an end after graduating, she passes on her title as cheerlead captain to senior Torrance Shipman. However, she leaves her successor with a major mess to clean up when it's revealed she stole choreography from another team. Plagiarism is definitely a big no-no and a totally ill-spirited move.
I handpicked a squad, I delivered an idiot-proof routine. Platter, nationals, hello?
Don't you mean a stolen routine?
Oh, don't be so naive, Torrance.
Definitely won't be accepting any trust falls from her. Number 29, Sharpe Evans, High School Musical franchise. Sometimes this triple threat is, well, a threat. The ultimate theater kid, Sharpe Evans will stop at nothing to make her dreams come true.
Look at this! That Gabriella girl just dumped her lunch on me! On purpose! It's all part of their plan to ruin our musical. And Troy's basketball robots are obviously behind it.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious and wanting the very best for yourself, but not when it means trying to steal an opportunity from someone else. We're looking at you, Tess Tyler.
Playing games and acting like we never care, like we're never there. We pay attention.
Like the resident Camp Rock mean girl, Sharpay's talent is undeniable. We just wish she spent a little less time instilling fear into the student body of East High School and more time just being a star in the making.
You are the music, yeah.
Number 28, Maryanne Bryant, Easy A. Despite her super squeaky clean image, Maryanne Bryant proves that appearances can be very deceiving. The antithesis of Olive Pendergast, the highly religious Maryanne leads the school's church group, preaching abstinence and condemning anyone who disagrees.
I'm not the one that you have to answer to for your depraved behavior. There's a higher power that will judge you for your indecency.
Tom Cruise.
I hope for your sake that God has a sense of humor.
This girl is anything but righteous. She puts up a pretense of wanting to save Olive, but really all she does is speak badly about her, to her and behind her back, not to mention spreading the rumor about her throughout the whole school. While they do become friends briefly, and we get to see Maryanne in a different light, it doesn't take away from her prior cattiness. A certified holy terror indeed.
I just hope for your sake you at least had the good sense to use protection.
Why? Your parents didn't.
You're going to hell.
Just as long as you won't be there.
I can assure you, I won't.
Number 27, Harriet Bentley, Wild Child. When Poppy Moore, an overindulged American teen, is sent off to attend a boarding school in Britain by her dad, she is ill-equipped for the transition.
When it comes to right of way, there is a hierarchy. Teachers, prefects, scholars, dogs, vermin, Americans.
Things become even more challenging when the pampered Poppy meets her match in the form of classmate Harriet Bentley. She fits the classic mean gal bill. She's popular, cruel, and oh so powerful. As the head girl, Harriet is dead set on remaining at the top of the social food chain. In fact, she even goes as far as to reignite a fire in order to stake her claim.
You've turned this school upside down. You've ruined everything. You started it. I only finished what you started.
Number 26, Sue Snell, Carrie. Chris Hargensen might be the biggest mean girl at her high school, but Sue Snell isn't any better. Even though Sue feels remorse for her actions against outcast Carrie White, that doesn't write her off as innocent.
Sue!
Shut up, Chris. Just shut up.
For instance, Sue is one of the many students who torments Carrie during a traumatic moment in the locker room showers. She then attempts to make it up to her by asking her boyfriend Tommy to take her to the prom, and, well, we all know how that goes.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
I want you to take Carrie White to the prom.
Even though Sue tries to do better, it's only because she feels guilty, not because she wants to be a friend to Carrie. Number 25, Shelby Cummings, A Cinderella Story. Within all the modern-day Cinderella adaptations, we can never shake our love for this one. Sam Montgomery, a high school student and waitress's difficult life, is made even more challenging, all thanks to the girl who has it out for her, Shelby Cummings.
Wow! If it isn't Diner Girl!
What can I get you guys?
What can I get here that has no sugar, no carbs, and is fat-free? Water.
As if the stepmom and stepsisters weren't enough. Shelby and her cronies make life hell for Sam, going as far as to embarrass her in front of the whole student body during a pep rally. Fitting the classic mean girl model, Shelby is cruel and demeaning.
I can't believe that they're reading my emails.
Sam, let's go.
But our princess had a secret too. She wasn't royalty at all, but a geek, a loser, a servant girl.
But in the end, she gets her just desserts. Looks like there's no happily ever after for her. Number 24, Eevee Zamora, 13. Eevee Zamora is straight up bad news. Despite a rocky start, she eventually befriends Tracy Freeland and introduces her to some dark and dangerous activities.
Hello? What's going on? Hey, fighting!
Eevee, honey, let's talk about you for just a minute, okay? I need to make sure that...
Are you a board licensed therapist?
Anyone could tell you this isn't real friendship, but this is no clearer than when she's seen provoking Tracy and turning on her when she doesn't get her way. The latter isn't totally innocent and should be responsible for her own behavior, but Eevee preys on Tracy's naiveness, molding her to match her definition of cool.
What the hell? They found my stash and I had to tell them. I love you, okay?
This leads them both down a destructive path. Thankfully, in the end, they aren't lost causes. Though still troubled, Eevee's ending offers a bit of hope that a fresh start will save her from her troubled past. Number 23, Carla Santini, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. Carla Santini brings the theatrics, whether it's on stage or behind the scenes. The enemy of Lola, she is hell-bent on fighting for her place in the spotlight.
And it's the one that I wanted.
Good, because it's the one you got.
I'll show you what it's like to be in my school. Is that a threat? Absolutely.
Both girls are vying for the lead role of Eliza Doolittle in their school's musical adaptation of Pygmalion, aka Eliza Rocks. With her razor-sharp tongue and cutting words, it's clear she feels threatened by and jealous of Lola's talent.
It's true. The dress got all wet and Stu Wolf made me change it to something dry. He said it was important that I felt comfortable.
Because on the night of his farewell concert, Stu Wolf had nothing better to do than see Mary step dry.
Girls, please!
The latter, being the bigger person, eventually extends an olive branch, but their bitter rivalry really lives up to the title of this movie. Number 22, Amber Von Tussle, Hairspray. She might be the daughter of Miss Baltimore Crabs, but this musical mean girl definitely needs to be humbled. Amber Von Tussle is not only set on tearing down Tracy Turnblad, but she's also super problematic.
Look, this hairspray is mine!
We're on the air.
And your dream will be coming to you, sweetheart, Saturday, June 2nd, right here on WYZT.
You have to vote for a person, Courtney, not one of the Himalayas.
First of all, she's complacent in her mother Velma's fatphobic and racist behavior. Living under her thumb, she is well on her way to becoming a carbon copy of Mommy Dearest. In addition, she's not above cheating and scheming her way to victory.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will.
Perhaps she's let too much of that ultra-clutch hairspray get to her head. Number 21, Amber Pollock, Teen Spirit. In perhaps the most humbling moment in Mean Girl history, Amber Pollock gets zapped with a major dose of reality. After winning prom queen, she is fatally electrocuted.
No! I can't be dead. This is so unfair. I had it in my hand. Are you kidding me?
In the afterlife, an angel tasks her with helping an unpopular girl, Lisa, become the next prom queen. If she succeeds, she'll go to heaven, and if not, then it's HE double hockey sticks for her. Yep, you heard that right. Death is a pretty extreme wake-up call even for the meanest of mean girls, so her situation is truly exceptional.
Why would I want to help you?
Because I'm the only one that can help you. Don't you see? I can make you popular.
I don't want to be popular.
Oh, poor thing.
It's one way to encourage acts of good, that's for sure. Number 20, Madison Morgan, the Duff. A more modern take on the mean girl trope, Madison doesn't have a shred of kindness or decency in her heart. This wannabe reality TV star is a firm believer that your reputation in high school means everything.
What happens in high school is gonna stay with us forever. Most people don't think that, but then again, most people are losers.
Fascinating.
People like me matter here. People like you will never matter. So stop messing it up for those of us who do.
As such, she does whatever it takes to remain popular, and is not above manipulating and humiliating others to do so. The worst part of all is that she really seems to take pleasure in doing it. She is especially cruel towards protagonist Bianca, who soon starts to develop a connection with Madison's on and off boyfriend Wesley.
I couldn't possibly care less. Caitlin, can you make sure you get a shot of them together, please?
Yep.
That's what sucking at life looks like.
Simply put, she is as shallow as it gets. Number 19, Cokie Mason, the Babysitters Club.
Cokie Mason's hated us since the 3rd grade. Everyone's forgotten why. Her number one mission in life is to put the BSC out of business.
Straight out of the classic teen antagonist trope, Cokie torments everyone around her because she's insecure. She's hardly the nicest friend to the people she supposedly likes, and seems to really despise the Babysitters Club.
How's your little day camp going? Great, couldn't be better. Really? Well, I happened to find a few of these, flying around Main Street.
Her pranks are cruel, especially when she tries to get between Maryanne and Logan. She's just plain mean and very conceited, so we're happy to see her get her comeuppance when Jackie Radowski hits a home run, which sends the ball hurtling towards Cokie as she sits in a tree. Number 18, Tris, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Alone again?
Hey, Tris. Been looking for you everywhere.
This is the one I was telling you about. Don't you have any friends who'd be into her?
You know what? That's okay. Thanks anyway.
Tris is the chalk to Nick's cheese. She's mean, heartless, and dumps the genuinely sweet Nick on his birthday, and throws out the mix CDs he's made for her.
Hey, you guys. Hi.
Hey, Tris.
You made another one. Look at the ridiculous cover art.
She unintentionally pushes Nora and Nick together when she taunts Nora about being single. But the moment she sees their connection, jealousy takes over and she decides she wants him back. Her most scheming moment is when she waits for Nick by his car and tries to seduce him with a sexy dance. However, Nick drives off, wiping whatever feelings he had for Tris away. Number 17, Massie Block, The Clique.
This is our daughter, Massie.
Hi, my parents told me all about you.
Mine barely mentioned you.
Oh. Except to say how fun and cool you are.
Any group arrogantly self-titled The Pretty Committee is hardly going to be anything but egotistical. And anyone who leads them is bound to be the worst of the bunch.
Hey, do you guys know where room 41 is? Yeah, turn around and go out these double doors. Take a cab to JFK and get on the next flight to wherever the hell you came from. Latte, anyone?
Massie was hardly the nicest person to begin with, but her ambition to be the queen bee drives her to jealousy when Claire unsettles the status quo. Massie goes out of her way to make Claire miserable, only to end up having the tables turned on her. She's left friendless and learns that it's better to have no friends over many friends that hate you.
And for the record, I pick A2. What's A2? I'd rather be a friendless loser than have a bunch of friends who secretly hate me.
Number 16, Christy Masters, Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Romy and Michelle claimed they invented Post-its.
She's the high school it girl who still hasn't grown out of her mean streak.
Can I have the rest of this? It's good. See ya.
She can be really nice when she wants to be.
In a series of flashbacks, we see the horrible ways Christy used to torment Romy and Michelle in high school. And when they meet again at the reunion, it seems she's still stuck in the past as she continues to taunt and humiliate them even 10 years on.
Billy always wanted a big family.
Billy Christensen?
Mm-hmm.
You married Billy Christensen?
Mm-hmm. For almost 10 years now.
But this time, Romy and Michelle walk away with their heads held high after finally confronting her and exposing her for the high school has-been she's become.
So Michelle and I did make up some lame story. We only did it because we wanted you to treat us like human beings. But you know what I finally realized? I don't care if you like us, because we don't like you.
Number 15, Betty Rizzo, Grease.
Hey, Zuko, I got a surprise for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sandy! Danny? What are you doing here? I thought you were going back to Australia.
We had a change of plans.
I can't... Well, that's cool, baby. I mean, you know how it is. Rockin' and rollin' and whatnot.
Danny?
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Rizzo starts off as the quick-witted Pink Ladies leader, and Sandy's gentle nature just gets on her nerves. She revels in the drama when reuniting Sandy and Danny and doesn't hesitate to make fun of Sandy during their girly sleepover.
Goody two-shoes makes me want to barf.
Look at me, I'm Sandra D, lousy with virginity.
She appears uninterested in Sandy's summer love story and interjects with snarky comments before kicking Patty off the bench. While Rizzo comes across as cold and uncaring, this bad girl wins major sympathy points when she confesses that she's really just trying to cover up her insecurities.
I don't steal, and I don't lie, but I can feel, and I can cry, a fact I'll bet you never knew.
Number 14, Hilary Faye, Saved.
Hilary Faye seemed to have a spiritual solution for every problem.
Christian girls have got to know how to protect themselves.
Her holier-than-thou attitude might have you fooled, but as soon as anyone challenges her faith, Hilary Faye sheds her sheep's clothing and exposes herself for the mean girl she truly is.
I am filled with Christ's love. God, you are just jealous of my success in the Lord.
Self-righteous, judgmental, intolerant, and hypocritical, she's an awful friend and an even worse sister with no patience for her brother, who she cares for reluctantly. When prom doesn't pan out as she hoped, she crashes her car into a Jesus effigy in a fit of rage, causing his head and her worldviews to come tumbling down. Number 13, Vivian Kensington, Legally Blonde.
Would you support my decision to ask her to leave class and to return only when she is prepared?
Absolutely.
They say you should never judge a book by its cover, but it's Elle's shiny pink exterior that rubs Vivian the wrong way when they first meet. Well, that and probably that she's Warner's ex. For most of the film, she's pretty nasty to Elle, excluding her from their study group, trying to humiliate her at a party, and accusing her of sleeping her way to the top.
You almost had me fooled.
What?
Well, maybe you should sleep with the jury too, then we can win the case.
However, by the end of the film, even Vivian can't resist Elle's charm, and the two become best friends, leaving Warner a distant memory. Number 12, Jennifer Check, Jennifer's Body. Jennifer isn't just your average selfish, narcissistic, popular cheerleader.
I promised Chip that I would hang out with him tonight.
Boo, cross out needy.
What time is the show? We'll pick you up at 8:30.
Yeah, she may not have been the nicest before being offered up as a sacrifice to Satan, but once she becomes possessed by a demon, she is so much worse.
Are you scared?
Superhuman strength, speed, and the power of levitation might sound ideal, but since she must feed on human flesh to survive, no one is safe. The film takes the idea of the sexual predator to a new level, since Jennifer seduces guys before feeding on them to keep herself strong.
Thought you only murdered boys.
I go both ways.
Number 11. Heather Duke, Heathers.
I prayed for the death of Heather Chandler many times, and I felt bad every time I did it, but I kept doing it anyway. Now I know you understood everything. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah.
Just when the students of Westerberg thought the tyranny was over, Heather Duke's reign of terror begins. She torments everyone verbally and mentally, and her cruelty knows no bounds. After Heather Chandler's death, she becomes the new alpha, ruling with an iron fist. And no one, not even Heather McNamara, is off limits as a victim of her ruthlessness.
Where's Heather going?
She's going to cry.
As quickly as her hold on the school begins, it also ends, however, as Veronica decides to free the school from the hands of the mean girl once and for all.
Veronica, you look like hell.
Yeah, I just got back.
Veronica, what are you doing?
Heather, my love, there's a new sheriff in town.
Number 10. Taylor Vaughn, She's All That.
You didn't think you became popular for real, did you? Oh, you did. That's so sweet.
In the interest of increasing her own popularity profile, this queen bee leaves her boyfriend Zach for a sleazy reality star. Her actions lead the heartbroken Zach to bet his friends that he can transform the nerdy Lainey Boggs into the prom queen. Well, that makes Taylor jealous with a capital J. Especially when Lainey ends up winning Zach's heart and competing against her for the crown.
Oopsie. Oh.
You really should be more careful with Silk.
But while all her scheming does briefly tear Lainey and Zach apart and wins her the title she so desired, ultimately this mean girl is exposed for who she really is.
As for the rest of you, okay, what were you thinking?
She may have gotten the crown, but Lainey got the king. Number 9. Lana Thomas, The Princess Diaries. We've seen this trope before, many times, but it's still just as maddening. The cheerleader picking on the geek. In this case, Lana's the popular one, and Mia Thermopolis is the frizzy-haired, bespectacled, unpopular one. But what Lana and everyone else at the school don't know is that Mia is actually a princess. And when the public finds out, the Genovian royal becomes a media darling.
Would you consider you and the princess best friends?
I would definitely say that. I mean, we do everything together. We shop together, we get our hair done together, we even finish each other's sentences. It's very cool.
But does this mean girl back down? No. Lana only wants to humiliate her more by setting a trap for her with the paparazzi.
Hey, now!
Princess!
And while the half-naked tabloid pictures of Mia are so embarrassing, she considers giving up her title. Mia musters up enough courage to give Lana her just desserts. Literally.
That is such a cute cheerleading outfit. It's so clean cut. I bet it goes with anything.
Of course it does!
Number 8. Tracy Flick, Election.
Tracy Flick. Tracy Flick. I'd seen a lot of ambitious students come and go over the years, but Tracy Flick, she was a special case.
Every school has its overachievers, but how far will they go to get what they want? Reese Witherspoon plays the smart but arrogant Tracy, who will stop at nothing to become student body president. Her teacher Jim wants her to lose, partly because he's upset that her affair with his best friend cost him his job and family, and partly because he just finds her annoying.
Now, I think the lesson here is that old or young, we all make mistakes. And we have to learn that our actions, all of them, can carry serious consequences.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're referring to, but maybe if certain older, wiser people hadn't acted like such little babies and gotten so mushy, then everything would be okay.
Tracy's not your typical movie mean girl, because she's not the leader of a specific group of friends. But there's no doubt that her actions are self-serving and mean to all involved. And unfortunately, despite Jim's best efforts, Tracy Flick is also proof that mean girls can finish first.
I'll never know if she saw me. Probably not. But in that moment, all the bad memories, all the things I'd ever wanted to say to her, It all came flooding back.
Number 7. Lucy Tom Tom Wyman, 13 going on 30.
Hey, Jenna. Hi, Beaver. How's everything at the dam?
She starts off as a tormentor, mean girl, and clique leader, and Lucy never grows out of her mean streak. In 1987, she pranks the sweet and naive Jenna Rink at her birthday party. This sets off a chain of magical events that leads Jenna into the future as a successful magazine editor.
Calm down, okay? We have a meeting in 10 minutes, okay? I'm gonna tell you what to do. Repeat after me.
Somewhat shockingly, the girls are best friends and co-workers. And Jenna's become as mean as Tom Tom just by association.
The hottest magazine editor in the world.
Second hottest.
Tied for first?
Deal.
But turns out, Lucy's still up to her old tricks, willing to betray her friend just to climb the corporate ladder. Lucy is proof that you may encounter mean girls anywhere, even at the office.
Old habits die hard, you know.
Number 6. Nancy Downs, The Craft.
How do you enter? With perfect love and perfect trust.
This teen's not just a mean girl, she's a real witch. Nancy comes from a broken home, which clearly affects her relationships and views on life. However, as head of a coven, she proves to be more than a little volatile and power-hungry, casting spells with little regard for human life. When she convinces her friends to partake in a ritual called the Invocation of the Spirit, the full extent of her wickedness is revealed.
All right. Enough screwing around. Let's call the corners, shall we?
Lives are ruined, bodies pile up, and the consequences become increasingly negative. And Nancy is at the center of it all.
You know, in the old days, if a witch betrayed her coven, they would kill her.
Using physical and emotional torment to defeat those who go against her, this is one mean girl that can only be stopped by magic. Number 5. Courtney Shane, Jawbreaker. Queen Bee Courtney is the most popular girl at Reagan High School, as well as the leader of the Flawless Four, and she wants to keep it that way.
Courtney ruled with terror, but Liz ruled with kindness. She was like the Princess Di of Reagan High, and that pissed Courtney off. Liz Burr was just, well, she was perfect.
So, when a prank she plays on her friend Liz goes south and ends in Liz's death, Courtney goes to great lengths to cover it up. And if that means sullying the innocent and kind-hearted Liz's reputation, so be it. Actually, even better. This is high school after all, and nothing's more important than your reputation.
I taught you to disrespect us?
You taught me to rule. That's right. Rule, bitch. But don't forget who made you.
Number 4. Christine Chris Hargensen, Carrie.
You can't get away with this. I'm gonna get her.
An infamous movie mean girl, Chris teases the shy but powerful Carrie when she gets her first period. Talk about rough, but at least she doesn't get off scot-free. The compassionate gym teacher ends up punishing Chris and the rest of the class for what they did to Carrie.
Now, my idea for this little trick you pulled was 3 days suspension and refusal of your prom tickets.
Well, as we've learned, mean girls sure do like them some retribution. So Chris enlists her boyfriend to help her exact revenge on Carrie in one of the most classic horror film scenes ever. And while Chris isn't there to see the results of her cruel prank, she's still in the thoughts of her former target.
This isn't over by a long shot!
Number 3. Regina George, Mean Girls.
Regina George. How do I even begin to explain Regina George?
Her name literally means queen.
You're like really pretty.
Thank you.
So you agree? What? You think you're really pretty?
The popular Regina George is both envied and feared by her classmates.
One time, she punched me in the face. It was awesome.
She isn't above mistreating new girl Katie Heron, her best friends, and even her own mom, as long as it benefits her rep.
It's not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Right, Regina?
Please stop talking.
But before long, Katie's queen bee. And when the former leader of the Plastics falls prey to mean girl tactics herself, She unleashes chaos on the entire school by flooding it with the secrets that the plastic spent years collecting. A brush with death finally changes her wicked ways. But even so, Regina George is not only synonymous with the term mean girl, she's also a queen bee icon. Number 2, Catherine Murtoy, Cruel Intentions.
Everybody loves me, and I intend to keep it that way.
This evil socialite proves that money can't buy a class or a conscience. Catherine has substance use disorder and an intense flirtation going on with her stepbrother Sebastian, and that's putting it mildly.
She's really getting to you, isn't she?
If you must know, yes.
In an effort to put her manipulation skills to good use, she bets Sebastian that he can't seduce the innocent Annette, who is a virgin. If she wins, she gets his Jaguar. If he wins, he gets to sleep with Catherine.
And if I win?
I'll give you something you've been obsessing about ever since our parents got married.
But although Miss Murtoy thinks she's pulling the strings in this scenario, genuine emotions get in the way. And ultimately, her actions backfire and everyone gets to see Catherine for who she really is. Oh, and she does not get the Jag.
I hate it when things don't go my way.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Heather Chandler, Heathers.
You wanted to be a member of the most powerful clique in school. If I wasn't already the head of it, I'd want the same thing.
This croquet-loving clique leader is as hated as she is popular. And she's very popular. And although she only appears in a few scenes, she definitely makes her mark.
Transfer to Washington. Transfer to Jefferson. No one at Westerberg's gonna let you play their reindeer games.
Heather Chandler rules her group with an iron fist. So, when Veronica decides she wants out of the Heathers, it's not as easy as saying, "See ya."
Do I look like Mother Teresa?
In fact, Queen Heather is the kind of person who'd try to ruin your reputation for just such a reason.
You blow it tonight, girl, and it's keggers with kids all next year.
So, as you can imagine, that inspires such hatred that Veronica decides to bring her down by any means necessary, even if it means killing her. But dead or alive, this mean girl will haunt your dreams.
God, Veronica, my afterlife is so boring. If I have to sing Kumbaya one more time.
What are you doing here?
I made your favorite. Spaghetti. Lots of oregano.
Which one of these mean girls would you be most scared to stand up to? Be sure to let us know in the comments.
I have a better idea. Why doesn't she just go back to where she came from?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.